Hello, welcome back. Another week, another chapter of Red, White, and Royal Blue. We are on chapter 12. We're really getting through, I don't have a lot left. And I'm pretty sure, one of the bits is, maybe, I don't know, something about something else. So, I'm just, I'm consistently running out of the book, and I'm getting more and more sad about it because I have been enjoying it so much. Like this last chapter I've just read, I was like, oh, that's good, and I want more. I want 18 more chapters, at least. I wish this book was super thick. I want more of it because I'm enjoying it so much, and it's been so fun reading along with you. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for the comments. I've been having a wonderful time. On that, I was like, where was I going with my thought train? We were like, yes, we're doing a book after this. We'll definitely do a book. Also, I will be rewatching the movie. That will be a thing too. But last episode, I think I was like, oh, let me know if I should keep doing books or do another book. And people were like, yes. So I was like, of course I'm going to, because I've been enjoying it. And, I like to make people happy, entertain. So, if someone's liking it, I want to keep doing it because I just want to entertain. Be someone who can make someone else happy. But I said I had some books that I have a list of them from different comments. I put in a couple of my own that were similar that I've thought about, or from even other movies or videos I've reacted to that had books. But again, if you'd like to leave any suggestions that are completely different to this or similar to this, I don't mind really because, well, actually, in a way, I kind of want it to be similar because I've been enjoying this so much, and I think, us as a collective that are enjoying this, we've all been enjoying this vibe. Good gay vibes. That's all we want in life. Good, solid gay vibes. But I mean, any book you recommend, I'll put up a poll, so we'll be choosing as a collective anyway. But yeah, if you'd like to leave any of your favorite book suggestions or similar ones to this, let me know, and I'll hopefully see it and pop it in the poll. But we should get in to chapter 12. It was a good one. We're going back to the good old, I won't be reading everything out, but I'll definitely be reading a lot of it because there was a couple of pages where I was reading it and I was like, wow, I can't not break this up. Also, I was thinking about it because I was like, oh, it's not the longest chapter ever, but I was like, no, I won't read it all because the emails are quicker because they're not as full of paragraphs. But I was like, should I do a chapter where I read it out first? And then I was like, no, my reading is already when I read it, I go back so many times to fully understand. I don't know if anyone else does this, but you read a line and you're like, what did those words even mean? You read it, I'll read something 12 times, I'll be like, oh, now I get it, because I'm so I read things and take nothing in. So I was like, no, I can't read it for the first time, the chapter, and then actually take in what's going on and then put something a thought out. I was like, it would be a mess. But I thought that was just a funny way to a funny thing to see if anyone can relate to that. But for now, I have rambled on, as I do every time, for long enough. Let's get into chapter 12. Okay, so side tangent before we start. Does anyone ever just get these pieces of hair that just never stay together? I've been oh my god, now I'm just on a what? I'm on a side tangent. I need a haircut. Thoughts? I love the opinions of others to help me choose the directions in my life. I love the long hair, but I'm like, should I go a bit short? I don't know. We'll get into the chapter now. First of all, we start with a brief bit of happiness, which really doesn't last. This chapter was rough. It wasn't that deep emotional rough that destroyed me or anything. So it was good. I wasn't like breaking down. I didn't want to cry or scream or curl up on a ball or never speak to anyone again. It was just like, it was rough in the way it's rough for the characters, but it doesn't hurt my heart that much, which was fantastic because for once I didn't finish the chapter going, I'm actually going into 12 days of depression. See you guys later. Though this chapter had a great ending. I was so close to being like, I'm reading the next chapter straight away, which I could if I wanted to, but I like to keep like the one chapter with me. If I read too much, I forget what happens. That's why I felt like the first couple of videos when I did 2 chapters at once, I kept forgetting what the chapter before. I would only remember the one. So, but Zara has a ring on her finger. She has a big ring with a big diamond, and we're like, where did you get that? Where did you get that, miss? Please tell us, because we want to know. We want to be happy for you. Alex is like, when are you telling us who you're dating? And she is like, you don't get to say shit to me about secret relationships in and around this campaign, princess. Alex is like, you actually have a fantastic point there. I will shut my fucking mouth, which I thought was hilarious. It was great. Yes, Alex, no leg to stand on. But also, I love that I know who... Like, it would be such a secret because it wasn't as teased as much. It's not too, like, teased that much in the book. But you do see hints of it. In the movie, it's not really teased at all. But I was like, I like knowing who it's going to... Well, I'm assuming it's the same person as the movie. It never really came to me though. I was like, maybe it's not who it is in the movie, but I'm assuming that's who it will be. Okay, so they're on the June's bed. I'm pretty sure that, you know, they're setting up for political stuff. I was reading it, I was blocking it out. I was like, political. Where's the tea gonna happen? Someone spilled some waffles or something. Zara's telling them to get dressed and ready. She's looking more closely at the screen, distracted. By her face is taken over with a horrified gasp. Oh, fuck my ass. Or ass, I guess, in American. What? Alex starts, but his own phone buzzes in his lap, and he looks down to find a push notification from CNN. Leaked surveillance footage shows Prince Henry at DNC Hotel. Oh shit, Alex says. So, it's starting. It's the downfall, the crumbling, and we get so much more than I thought we were going to get, like, compared to, obviously, I only compare it to the movie, but, wow, did things happen the way I didn't think they were going to happen, at least at the start. Zara looks up at him, practically murderous, as you could only expect. Can you explain to me why this one day of our lives will not stop haunting me? I don't know, Alex says miserably. I can't believe this is the one that's, I mean... We've done riskier things than this. That's supposed to make me feel better? How? I mean, like, who's leaking fucking elevator tapes? Who's checking for that? It's not like someone was there. A chirp from June's phone interrupts him, and she swears when she looks at it. Jesus, the Post reporter just texted to ask for a comment on the speculation surrounding your relationship with Henry, and whether it has to do with you leaving the campaign after DNC. These fucking people are putting shit together. The way that this, like, life is too crazy. Like, people with that, like, high level of celebrityism, like, can barely get away with what they probably can get away with a lot of things. But sometimes you, like, can't get away with anything. Especially if you're not, like, doing something like, I'm assuming, like, celebrities or, like, really rich people, if they need to hide something, they can because they have the money. But when they're just, like, sneaking around, like, certain things they want to hide and keep out, but they're not, like, you know, doing the absolute most to, like, sweep it under the rug. It's just so hard because people are so smart. People are looking at everything. Everything's recorded. Like, I feel like you just can't do anything these days, like, without anything being like, there's a record of it somewhere. Like, you do something, they know. Who's they? Exactly. They know. I'm, like, looking around, I'm like, are there cameras in the who's here? Like, Siri? Oh, no. I said that like I'm actually scared of her. I just didn't want her to stop the recording on my phone. She's listening to everything. She who may not be spoken about. Yeah, everything is like, they know am I turning into... Hi, welcome to the conspiracy channel. I'm like, they know everything. Literally, I was on Spotify, literally, I think last night, and I was trying their new, like, DJ feature, and he was like, hey, I'm your DJ, welcome. That's my American AI voice, by the way. And he's like, I see you've been listening to Taylor Swift. And I was like, anyone who knows me in the slightest knows I've been listening to Taylor Swift because that's all I listen to. But B, I was like, how do you know? How do you know what I'm listening to? I know you're a part of the app that I listen to the music on, but I don't. Ugh. Sorry, what a weird side tangent, but they're listening, they're watching. Should we be scared? Or is it the old saying, if you got nothing to fear if you got nothing to hide? I can't live by that though. I got nothing to hide. What am I doing? Wait, what have I got to hide about? Beautiful book reaction. We've got nothing to hide. We're doing fun things over here. Literally nothing to hide. I'm posting these publicly. Oh my god. Get back to the book. I'm like, my brain just 1,000 miles a minute. I've just got to I've got to dangle it in front of myself to be like, come on, focus. We're here to talk about something, not just let you go. I don't know how I can't stay on track. I've been thinking about doing a podcast. Thoughts? Yeah, well, it would just be me 1,000 miles an hour. So we're having to figure out what to do. Zara's like calling people. We're like figuring out what's going on. We're like, should we send Henry on a date? Should we send Alex on a date? We're going to send separate people on dates. We're going to figure this out. We've got to make sure that these two little gay boys don't look gay. We need to hide the gayness now. And it's like so sad that that's a thing, but also I get it. Like, I could completely understand that, especially when they've got the campaign to worry about. Like, I don't think anyone should ever hide themselves, and that sucks. But like, in that situation, I'm like, yes, like, you know, a whole country is rough, and you've got to, you know, that's a big thing to deal with for, you know, a presidential, like, the child of the president, and that sways opinions, whether it's good or bad, and it sucks that it sways people negatively, probably, but it's a thing that happens. So I understand why they're like, we've got to straighten these boys up now. They need women. Get them both women. Who the fuck do I call? What girl's gonna want to wade into this shitstorm to fake date either of you at this point? Zara grinds the heels of both her hands against her eyes. Jesus, be a gay beard. I love that line. Zara threw out some funnies this chapter. I have an idea, June finally shouts. When they both look at her, she's biting her lip, looking at Alex, but I don't know if you're gonna like it. She turns her phone around to show them the screen. It's a photo he recognizes as one of the ones they took of Pez in for Pez in Texas. June and Henry lounging on the dock together. She's cropped Nora out so it's just the two of them. Henry's sporting a wide, teasing grin under his sunglasses, and June's planting a kiss on his cheek. As soon as I read that, like, I knew what was coming. I was like, holy shit, they're gonna make it look like they're dating. And that obviously starts, like, its own fucking whole thing. Because I was... And it's so, like, it's the biggest bittersweet ever, because, you know, you're like, June is doing, like, she's doing everything to protect him, and I think they say it at one point in the next bit I'm going to read, but, like, she has to deal with that and put that out there, and it's rude to Henry, but it's, like, saving them both. It's such a complex thing. Like, it's so back and forth of how good of an idea and situation that is, and how unbelievably horrible it is. It is both like, I don't know how something can be so two ends of an extreme at once, but it is, and it's crazy. This is kind of exactly what we said we didn't want to do, Alex says into his phone. I know, Henry tells him across the line. His voice is shaky. Philip is waiting on Henry's other line. But, yeah, Alex says, but. June posts a picture from Texas and immediately burns through her stats to become her new most liked post. Within hours, it's everywhere. not BuzzFeed, puts up a comprehensive guide with Henry and June's relationship, leading off with that goddamn photo of them dancing at the royal wedding. They dig up photos from the night in LA, analyze Twitter interactions. Just when you thought June Claremont Diaz couldn't get any more #goals, one article writes. She has secretly had her own Prince Charming all along. Another one speculates, did HRH's best friend Alex introduce them? And I just love jumping back down a little. He also wants to grab people by the shoulders and shake them and tell them Henry is his. Oh my god. Get you a moderately and politely possessive king. In my mind I was like, oh my god, he's so possessive, it's cute. Possessive is cute only under certain circumstances, when it's actually filled with love and they aren't actually mad about you having like other friends. Possessive can be cute, but it also can be a really harming thing, and that's a very fine line, but where it gets too much. So I say that with absolute knowledge what that could be. But the fact that they just completely, as soon as she posts the picture, it's everywhere. Obviously it would be the biggest thing ever. Would I be talking about it? Yes, to all my friends. If this was a real thing that happened, I'd be like, oh my god, did you see that allegation? And now they're doing this. Also, you'd think people would kind of be like, it's interesting that happened, but they were on the same floor. It makes sense, but BuzzFeed's popping up things, everyone's talking about it, and to see your your sister and the person you love, and you obviously they're not dating and they don't love each other, and she's doing it to protect you, but also to have to see how happy everyone is for them, and that might not be the same for you, and how cool it is and accepting, and they get into that a bit, but just how it works. Instantly it works. Everyone's fine with it and everyone loves it. Nora shows back up, and Nora's can be this very good calming figure for Alex, someone who can show up and be like, yes, let's recoup, reorganize our thoughts, let's figure some stuff out. She says, take me on a date, which obviously is to also help this whole thing of they both have women now. They both have gals, and we're all straight, and it's super cool. We love women here. In this White House and in this royal house, we love women. Claremont Diaz 2020 whatever. Women. We love them. We love them so much. Oh, I think they could have done some seriously funny posters. Oh, I don't know. They're the meme potential, if this was A real thing, or B things you could put in the movie for the things you could do. They chose a college neighborhood full of people who will sneak shots on their phones and post them everywhere. Nora slides her hand into his back pocket, and he tries to focus on the comfort of her physical presence against his side, the familiar frizz of her curls against his cheek. For half a second, he allows a small part of him to think about how much easier things would be if this were the truth, sliding back into comfortable, easy harmony with his best friend, leaving greasy fingertips along her waistline, outside Jumbo Slice, laughing at her crass jokes. If he could love her like people wanted him to, and she loved him, and there wasn't any more to it than that. It's crazy how, he's for a second he thinks about it. And I think that's so emblematic to A, this in just itself, but B, I feel like any queer person, at all. Especially, when you're younger and you're kind of dealing with your sexuality and figuring yourself out. Well, it doesn't have to be younger. You can be figuring shit out literally at any point in life. And even when you think you have it figured out, doesn't mean a spanner doesn't go in the works and you have more things to uncover, figure out, work through. But, I think a lot of people have had that thought, when you're younger, you're like, oh, if I'm straight, it would be easier. You'd want to be straight. You'd just be like, oh, maybe you'll find a girl, and eventually you know, you could learn to love them, and like, you know, you'll live this life that everyone expects of you, and it'll be so easy and it'll be fantastic, and I won't be different, and things that, you know, life will go on and no one will question things and these feelings will go away. And it's obviously the saddest thing, but I think a lot, like for me, that's how I felt when I was a kid. But obviously, you know, depends who, where, you know, a lot of context to that. You know, a lot of people can move past that. I know I did. Obviously, I'm, you know, very happy with myself. But I think that is a common, like, maybe not, but I think it's a common thing to just be like, oh, you know, living that living that lie. Or obviously not for Alex because he's bisexual. He could fall in love with a woman, but he just has fallen in love with the one and will never go back to anyone else ever again. But you do look at it and you think, you know, if I could just do this or be this, everything would be easier. But also, like, fuck, things been easier. Life's more fun, been different. I think we're gonna read a couple of pages here because it was just all good stuff and it was killing me, and it always kills me. I'll tell him you're here, she says. If nothing else, maybe that'll make it a little easier for him. Thanks, he says. Before she opens the door to leave, he catches her by the wrist and says, seriously, thank you. She gives his hand a squeeze, and she and Amy are gone, and he's all alone in a tiny secluded alleyway with a second car of backup security and a twisted up feeling in his stomach. It takes all of an hour before June texts him, all done, followed by bringing him to you. They worked out before they left. Amy brings June and Henry back to the alley. They have him swap cars like a political prisoner. Alex leans forward to the two agents sitting silently in the front seats. He doesn't know if they've figured out what this really is yet, and he honestly doesn't care. Hey, can I have a minute? They exchange a look but get out, and a minute later there's another car alongside him, and the door is opening, and he's there, Henry, looking tense and unhappy, but within arm's reach. Alex pulls him by the shoulder on instinct, the door shutting behind him. He holds him there, and this close he can see the faint greys tinge to Henry's complexion, and the ways his eyes aren't connecting. It is worse he's ever seen him, worse than a violent fit or the verge of tears. He looks hollowed out, vacant. Hollowed out and vacant, just so I'm there. I can, like, those words are such good descriptors. Hey, Alex says. Henry's gaze is still unfocused, and Alex shifts towards the middle of the seat into his line of vision. Hey, look at me. Hey, I'm right here. Henry's hands are shaking, his breath's coming shallow, and Alex knows the sign, the low hum of an impending panic attack. He reaches down and wraps his hands around one of Henry's wrists, feeling the racing pulse under his thumbs. Henry finally meets his eyes. I hate it, he says. I hate this. I know, Alex says. It was tolerable before, somehow, Henry says, when there was never the possibility of anything else. But Christ, it's vile. This bloody farce. And June and Nora, what? They just get to be used? Gran wanted me to bring my own photographers for this. Did you know that? He inhales and gets it caught in his throat. He shudders violently on the way back out. Alex, I don't want to do this. I know, Alex tells him, reaching up to smooth out Henry's brow with the pat of his thumb. I know, I hate it too. It's not fucking fair, he goes, his voice nearly breaking. My shit ancestors walked around doing 1,000 times worse than any of this, and nobody cared. Baby, Alex says, moving his hand to Henry's chin to bring him back down. I know, I'm sorry, babe, but it won't be like this forever, okay? I promise. Henry closes his eyes and exhales through his nose. I want to believe you, I do, but I'm so afraid I'll never be allowed. Alex wants to go to war for this man, wants to get his hands on everything and everyone that ever hurt him, but for once he's trying to be the steady one, so he rubs the side of Henry's neck gently until his eyes drift back open, and he smiles softly, tipping their foreheads together. Hey, he says, I'm not going to let that happen. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I will physically fight your grandmother myself if I have to, okay? And like, she's old. I know I can take her. I wouldn't be so cocky, Henry says with a small laugh. She's full of dark surprises. Alex laughs, cuffing him on the shoulder. Seriously, he says. Henry's looking back at him, beautiful and vital and heartsick and still, always, the person Alex is willing to risk ruining his life for. I hate this so much, I know, but we're gonna do it together, and we're gonna make it work. You and me, and history, remember? We're just gonna fucking fight, because you're it, okay? I'm never gonna love anyone in the world like I love you, so I promise you, one day we'll be able to just be, and fuck everyone else. He pulls Henry by the nape of his neck and kisses him hard, Henry's knee knocking against the center console in his hand, move up to Alex's face. Even though the windows are tinted, it's the closest they've ever come to kissing in public. And Alex knows it's reckless, but all he can think is a supercut of other people's letters they've quietly sent to each other. Words that went down in history. Meet you in every dream. Keep most of your heart in Washington. Miss you like home. We two longing loves, my young king. One day, he tells himself. One day, us two. Those couple of pages were just nourishing to me. Which is a fucked up thing to say, because they were so, like, to feel the emotion, like, to see how strong Alex is trying to be and calm and there for Henry, and how Henry is just fractured. He is absolutely fucked. Like, he's so just not himself, and it hurts. It hurts so much. You know, he was like, it was tolerable, but I hate this. And the way, you know, Nora and June have just been used, and he's obviously not he feels bad for them, but he's using them, but he's also like, they just have to be this, and it's not fair, and you know, his ancestors have done all these shit things, and you know, they have to care because one boy likes another boy. It's dumb and it's stupid, and I get it, but they, you know, they're going to fight, but obviously Henry still knows about his mother's campaign, and they just want to like get over that speed hump, and then things may be able to work themselves out, and they can start doing things slowly. But you know, it unfortunately it won't end up like that. But it's just fucking, it hurts. So then we have Alex talking about his anxieties again, which is super real, and how strong and stressful it is. And obviously we see a lot of Henry being fractured a lot, but this really shows, you know, he was trying to be strong, but he's obviously dealing with it so much too. When he was younger and the anxiety got this bad, when the stakes in his life were much, much lower, this would be the point of self-destruction. If he were in California, he'd sneak the Jeep out and drive way too fast down the 101, doors off, blasting NWA, inches from being painted on the pavement. In Texas, he'd steal a bottle of Makers from the liquor cabinet and get wasted with half the lacrosse team, and maybe afterwards climb through Liam's window and hope to forget by morning. Whoa. I just, like, obviously that talks about his self-destructive streak, how he's, you know, he can blow his top, he can freak out, but, and, you know, the throwback with Liam, which is very interesting. It was just, it was a... I don't have much to say about that paragraph, but I just felt it is needed to be said for the context of the... I feel like I do the book, like, reading reaction like I do the, like, a movie reaction. I leave a bit in, or, like, read out a bit. Sometimes, even if it's, like, I don't have anything that great to say on it, just for, like, the context of it. Even though, for the book, it's not really needed. But I'm just like, no, it's got to be there. Because it has to be known for whatever I'm saying to make sense. Then we get a bit on Mr. Rafael Luna. Step up to the plate. Now, it's a very interesting couple of pages talking about Mr. Luna. And I'll get into it, but I feel very, like, there's mixed feelings going on everywhere, and there's a lot of emotion going on. Those things are gonna fucking kill you, Alex says. He said the same thing about 500 times that summer in Denver, but now he means I kinda wish they would. Kid, don't call me that. Luna turns, snubbing out his cigarette in the ashtray, and Alex can see the muscle clenching in his jaw. As handsome as he always is, he looks like shit. You shouldn't be here. No shit, Alex says. I just wanted to see if you'd have the balls to actually talk to me. So we're gonna get a bit of a confrontational bit because Alex has things to say and to take out. He's got emotions, and in a way I kind of like feel bad for Luna. He was just there and he was going to get the brunt force of this. I don't give a shit what you owe us. I trusted you, he says. Don't condescend to me. You know as much as anyone what I'm capable of, what I've seen. If you told me, I would get it. He's so close to practically breathing Luna's reeking cigarette smoke. And then he looks at his face. There's a flicker of recognition at the bloodshot, blackened eyes, and the gaunt cheekbones. It reminds him of how Henry looked in the back seat of the Secret Service car. Does Richards have something on you? He asks. Is he making you do this? Luna hesitates. I'm doing this because it's what needs to be done, Alex. It was my choice, nobody else's. Skipping a little bit. Briefly, Alex thinks he's gotten through to Luna. From the way he closes his eyes and braces himself against the sill. But when he faces Alex again, his stare is hard. Jesus. People don't know a damn thing about me. They don't know the half of it, and neither do you, he says. Jesus, Alex, please, don't be like me. Find another fucking role model. Alex has finally hit his limit, lifts his chin and spits it out. I am already like you. It hangs in the air between them, as physical as the kicked-over chair. Luna blinks. What are you saying? You know what I'm saying. I think you always knew. Before I even did. You don't, he says, stammering, trying to put it off. You're not like me. Alex levels his stare. Close enough, and you know what I mean. Okay, fine, kid. Luna finally snaps. You want me to be your fucking Sherpa? Here's my advice. Don't tell anyone. Go find a nice girl and marry her. You're luckier than me. You can do that, and it wouldn't even be a lie. And what comes out of Alex's mouth comes so fast he has no chance to stop it, only to divert it out of English at the last second in case anyone overheard. His line in Spanish, and then it would be a lie because it wouldn't be him. I think we've got one more little bit on this, and then I'll talk about it. You can't tell me this shit, Alex, he says, clawing inside his jacket until he finds and removes another packet of cigarettes. He shakes one out and fumbles with the lighter. What are you even thinking? I'm up on the opponent's fucking campaign. I can't hear this. How can you possibly think you can be a politician like this? Who fucking decided that politics had to be about lying and hiding and be something you're not? It's always been that, Alex. Since when did you buy into this? Alex spits. You, me, my family, the people we run with, we're going to be the honest ones. I have absolutely zero interest in being a politician with some perfect veneer and 2.5 kids. Did we decide it was supposed to be about helping people, about the fight? What part of this is so fucking I can't even read. I'm too, fired. I'm too in the moment. Alex, please, Jesus Christ, I have to leave. I can't know this. You can't tell me this. You have to be more careful than this. God, Alex says, bitter voice, his hands on his hips. You know it's worse than trust. I believed in you. I know you did, Luna says. He's not even looking at Alex anymore. I wish you hadn't. Now I need you to get out. Wrath, Alex, get out. He goes, slamming the door behind him. Back at the residence, he tries to call Henry. He doesn't pick up, but he texts. Sorry, meeting with Philip. Love you. He goes under the bed and gropes until in the dark until he finds a bottle of Makers, the emergency stash. Salute, he mutters under his breath, and he unscrews the top. So, we've got this really, very interesting dialogue with Luna, because we have this, you know, I've trusted you, like, what do you have to say? Like, why are you doing this? I can't tell you, you know, like, he's there for a reason and we don't know what it, well, I don't know what it is yet. I don't know if someone's got something on him, if he's got something on Richards, but Luna's got something going on. Also, he's not as, like, strong in his convictions about his life. You know, don't think of me as a role model. Don't be like me. Just take the easy way. He's not even saying take the easy way out. It's more just like follow the way that's not going to, like, that could fuck up your life, and you know, just marry a girl. It'll be easier. You won't have to have all these fucking, like, obviously I think Luna deals with some serious shit and I do feel bad for him for that, obviously, but the way he said just marry a girl, and you know, it wouldn't even be a lie because you're bisexual, and the fact he says it would be a lie because it wouldn't be him. He has found his person and he's never letting, that is one of my favorite lines. It would be a lie because it wouldn't be him. Amazing. Oh my god, it fills my soul, you know. And he's like, you know, we want to be honest, we want to fight for the people, but he's like, you can't tell me this, like, I'm on the opposition. And it's tough. It's tough and it hurts. We then have a small, like, email, like, back and forth while Alex is drunk, but it was, yes, a longish email, but I'm just going to do the last bit of it. It was about his, like, smart. It was very cute, and the topography of, like, his face and everything. It was a very cute email. I loved it a lot. But I just want to get to the last bit of it, where it pinches with my fingers and I'd smooth it away, and you'd be marked with those names of saints like those old maps. I get nomenclature now. Saints' names belong to miracles. Give yourself away sometimes, sweetheart. There's too much of you. Fucking yours, A. Then a quote, because they always end in quotes, which is what I like. And you have fixed my life, however short. You did not lie to me. I was always a mad comet, but you have fixed me. I spun round you, a satellite for a month, but shall swing out soon, a dark star in the orbit where you will blaze. Henry replies with only a quote. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for having saved me. I was drowning and you threw yourself in the water without hesitation, without a backward look. I feel like the reason I find this interesting, besides Alex's writing actually being very beautiful, and, you know, the quotes obviously being so just like work for where they are at, it's the fact that Alex, I feel, Henry replies only with a quote, and it kills me in the way I feel like he's so like, usually, you know, and when they're in a better time and they're being flirty and they're being cute, their replies are so long, and Henry loves to write and fill the, like, lines with, like, beautiful things and replies, and to only get a quote back, I feel like really shows where Henry is at. Maybe I'm reading wrongly or reading into it too hard, but I'm just like, holy shit, like, he only replied with that. Or they knew what's going to happen before he did. I don't know, but maybe that was it, but it hurt. The sound of Alex's phone buzzing on his nightstand startles him out of a dead sleep. He falls halfway out of his bed, fumbling to answer it. Hello? What did you do? Zara's voice nearly shouts. By the clicking of the heels in the background and muttered swearing, she's running somewhere. Alex says. He rubs his eyes, trying to get his brain back online. What did he do? Be more specific. Check the fucking news, you horny little miscreant. How could you possibly be stupid enough to get photographed? I swear to God. Alex doesn't even hear the last part of what she says, because his stomach has just dropped all the way down through the floor into the fucking basement 2 floors below. Fuck. His hand's shaking. He switches Zara to speaker, opens up Google and types his name. They have been discovered. Holy shit. Holy shit. I was like, oh my god, it's happening. I was like, people, it's happening. It's happening. The emails have been leaked. The Waterloo letters, it's happening. I'm stressed. I'm like, I couldn't imagine how they feel. I was like, holy shit. I was I couldn't even fathom my emotions. I was like, oh god, shit is going to get serious. And I think to continue this crazy fuckingness, yeah, sure, that we'll go with that. It is crazy fuckingness because, as you can see my hand, I'm freaking out, man. And look, stressed. I'm going to read the last 2 pages out because I've been kind of enjoying, doing a bit of a read along, but also there's just like everything is so important and just like it's just good stuff, A bubble of hysterical laughter emerges from his throat. His bedroom door flies open and Zara slams on the light, a steely expression of rage barely concealing the sheer terror on her face. Alex's brain flashes to the panic button behind his headboard and wonders if the Secret Service will be able to find him before he bleeds out. Obviously, she should kill him. You're on communications lockdown, she says, and instead of punching him, she snatches the phone out of his hand and shoves it down the front of her blouse, which has been buttoned wrong in her rush. She doesn't even blink at the state of his half-nakedness. She dumps an armload of newspapers onto his bedspread. Queen Henry, 20 copies of the Daily Mail, proclaims in gigantic letters, inside the prince's gay affair with the first son of the United States. Also, like the way I have never bought a newspaper once in my life. I would be buying a newspaper. I'd be like, holy shit, this is juicy. I'd become a drama channel. The cover is splashed with blown-up photo of what is undeniably himself and Henry kissing in the back seat of the car window behind the cafe, apparently shot with a long-range lens through the windshield. Tinted windows, but he forgot about the fucking windshield. 2 smaller photos are inset on the bottom of the page. One of them shot of them on the Beekman elevator, and the other photo of them side by side at Wimbledon, him whispering something in Henry's ear, while Henry smiles a soft, private smile. Fucking shitting hell. He is so fucked. Henry is so fucked. And Jesus Christ, his mother's campaign is fucked. His political career is fucked. And his ears are ringing. And he's going to throw up. Fuck, Alex says again. I need my phone. I have to call Henry. No, you fucking do not, Zara says. We don't know yet how the emails got out, so it's radio and silence until we find the leak. Which is... I hope we get to find it out, because... Please no spoilers. Please no spoilers in the comments, but I want to know so bad. I want to know who it is. Like, obviously we think to Luna because that was pertinent in this chapter, but Luna wasn't there taking photos. But there's things are happening. Is Henry okay? God, Henry. All he can think about is Henry's big blue eyes looking terrified. Henry's breathing coming shallow and quick, locked in his bedroom in Kensington Palace and desperately alone, and his jaw locks up, something burning in the back of his throat. The president is sitting down right now with many members of the Office of Communications as we could drag out of bed at 3 a.m, Zara tells him, ignoring his question. Her phone is buzzing non-stop in her hand. It's about to be gay DEFCON 5 in the administrations. For God's sake, put some clothes on. Gay DEFCON 5 is my new, I want to use that all the time. As only having one friend, I'm not going to say IRL, in real life, who has actually read this book, I want to say, anytime I have a gay crisis, I want to say, we're at gay DEFCON 5, because I think that is the most fucking hilarious thing I've ever read in my... Gay DEFCON 5? Only matters of the gay can be gay DEFCON 5. Oh my god. A little bit gay, gay DEFCON 1, but serious gay issues, gay DEFCON 5. I love that line so much. Zara disappears into Alex's closet and he flips the newspaper open to the story, his heart pounding. There are even more photos inside. He glances over the copy, but there's too much to even begin to process. On the second page, he sees them, printed and annotated. Excerpts of their emails. One is labelled Prince Henry, Secret Poet? Question mark? It begins with a line he's read about 1,000 times by now. Should I tell you that when we're apart, your body comes back to me in dreams? Oh my god, the way I want to quote this book to someone that I love. I think it would be so cute. Fuck, he says a third time, spiking the newspaper at the floor. That one was his. It feels obscene to see it there. How the fuck did they get these? Yup, Zara agrees. You dirty did it. She throws a white button down and a pair of jeans at him, and he pitches himself out of bed. Zara gamely holds out her arm for him to steady himself while he pulls his pants up, and despite it all, he's struck with the overwhelming feeling of gratitude for her. Listen, I need to talk to Henry as soon as possible. I can't even imagine... God, I need to talk to him. Get some shoes. We're running, Zara tells him. Priority 1 is damage control, not feelings. Which, yeah, like, I get, like, it's hard. I get it. I do. He grabs a pair of sneakers and they take off while he's still pulling them on. Running west, his brain is struggling to keep up. Running through about 5,000 possible things this could go. Imagining himself 10 years down the road, being frozen out of Congress, plummeting approval ratings, Henry's name scratched off the line of succession, his mother losing re-election on a swing state's disapproval of him. He's so screwed, and he can't even decide who to be the angriest with, himself or the mail, or the monarchy, or the whole stupid country. He nearly crashes into Zara's back as she skids to a stop in front of him. He pushes the door open. The whole room goes silent. His mother stares at him, and from the head of the table, and says flatly, "Out." The first thing he thinks is she's talking to him, but she cuts her eyes down to the people around the table with her. Was I not clear? Everyone out now. I need to talk to my son. Holy shit, that is a juicy end. While that is stressful, that's a juicy end. Why did I close the book? I felt like I need to still talk about things. But, oh, fuck, Jesus. Like, he's so, so scared about Henry, like, he's worried about him. The way he's like, that was that's one of the things that hurt the most. When, should I tell you that when we're apart, your body comes back to me in dreams? He's like, that was mine. That was my line. That was the thing he wrote that for me. He wrote that for me because he loves me and I love him. And this is the things that we're feeling. And for people to have that is fucked. Like, I'm like, I would be eating that shit up as a consumer. But I feel like in a way I'd also be like, wow, this is personal, but also I'd be loving it. But I'm like, to think about anything like, I don't send cool, saucy men. I don't send these beautiful poets to anyone, so I got nothing to worry. I'm not a poet, so I don't write any nice lines. But I can, empathize with, not from Henry, just from Alex's point of view, to someone to send that to you, to that be so personal and beautiful, and for just you, that is for someone else, and it's, and that should be shared with the world. With the world, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? That was something, I don't know, it's like, if someone gave you the most personal gift ever, and like, I don't know, you get my metaphor, it's fucked, and it kills me, and I hate it so much, because I love them, and those beautiful moments were, I don't know, done in secret, and they were together, and they bonded them, and I can't stop doing hand movements, I don't know why, but it killed me. It killed me a little. Wow, I said this didn't leave me with the sad, broken heart, but maybe it did. Wow, I didn't realize that in the slightest at all, but, oh man, they've got shit coming. Oh god, I don't even know what next chapter's gonna be. I think we've only got 2 or 3 left, which is stressful as, I loved this chapter, but not in the same way as other chapters, because this one I loved it because it was good and the story was progressing, and I had those beautiful hints of love, but it was a lot more stressful than the other ones. But yeah, holy moly, I don't even know what's to come. Like, I know what's to come, but I don't even know. I'm not prepared for his discussion with his mother, and I can't wait to see it. I'm very excited. I'm so excited to finish this book, but I don't want it to be over. I want a second book. I want a second movie. I want them to release the full cut of the movie, because apparently that was like 3 hours and they cut it down. I want the full 3-hour version. I want this version of the book, but from Henry's point of view, written the same. I want so much more from this world because I am loving being in it, and I'm loving sharing that with everyone. So yes, thank you for being here again. I'm having the best time, so I hope you are too. But I'll cap it off at God. I can't wait for the next chapter. This was like such a good one to set up the next one. It was like a snowball, like a like a boulder rolling down a hill. Like it just kept picking up pace, and it made me excited and nervous and stressed, but like the good stress. It was fantastic. But yeah, I had a great time. I hope you did too. Again, if you'd like to recommend any books that are like similar to this or anything else, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you had a fantastic time with this chapter as I have. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one.